Hello everyone, I'm Priyanka Bish from DPS Lamachor. Today in this session, we'll be discussing about the fifth chapter of business studies, which is emerging modes of business. So starting with the meaning and scope of e-business, before this we have discussed in the previous chapter what is business services, types of business services. So as we have learned in the types of business services, communication services, telecom services, banking services, insurance services, etc. So all these services were related to the business. Now in the same manner we are going to study about e-business. E here means electronic format of business. So e-business refers to carrying on business activities through internet, and these business activities comprises of selling and distribution of goods and services, trade, commerce, industries, etc. So carrying on all these business activities through internet is known as e-business. Now, the scope of e-business is it includes carrying on planning, organizing, marketing, production, etc. electronically through internet. So through internet, business activities are carried out such as planning, organizing, marketing, production of product, etc. And there are various people and parties involved in electronic transaction. Now these transactions are extended into four directions. These are, first is B2B commerce. Now B2B here refers to business commerce. This means when the transaction takes place between one businessman and the other businessman, it is known as B2B commerce. So these are the transactions taking place between business units are known as B2B transactions. For example, if there is a restaurant owner and a vegetable supplier. So if the restaurant owner asks the vegetable supplier to supply their vegetables in their restaurants and the vegetable supplier has agreed upon it, then the transaction taking place between the restaurant owners and the vegetable supplier, it is known as B2B commerce, which is business to business commerce. Now, it includes creation of utilities, collaborations, commercial negotiations, inviting tenders, distribution of goods from manufacturer to various distributors. Now next is B2C commerce. So B2C here refers to businessman to customers. That means transactions taking place between the businessman and the customer is known as B2C commerce. So these are the transactions taking place between business units and the customers are known as B2C transactions. For example, if a restaurant owner is serving food or serving dishes to its customer, then this transaction is known as B2C commerce. Here businessman is a restaurant owner and customers are the customers who are taking orders. Now B2C also gives scope for C2B transaction. That is, B2C transaction may involve selling and distribution, after sale service, promotion and other marketing activities, and lodging of complaints by customer, etc. Next scope is C2C commerce. So C2C here refers to customer to customer. That means the transaction taking place between one customer and the other customer is known as C2C commerce. So here are the transactions taking place between customers and customers are known as C2C. So basically in C2C, in this type of business firm, the buyer is also the customer and the seller is also a customer. So transaction taking place between these two is known as C2C commerce. So C2C transaction may involve selling used books, clothes, etc., selling antique items, warning customers about fraudulent suppliers, and information about the quality and durability of product, etc. Now fourth type of scope is intra-B commerce. Intra-B commerce means it refers to the transaction taking place between the parties or the person who are the part of one firm only. It is the transaction within the firm, that is why it is called intra-firm. So in intra-firm or intra-B-commerce, we can say the transaction takes place between the same parties who are working in the firm, same firm. That is known as intra-B-commerce. So intra-B-commerce transactions may involve interaction between any two departments of one firm, placing orders and giving instructions to suppliers, communication of important information in the whole organization, recruitment, selection and training of employees, and reporting by employees to their managers, etc. So these are some activities which are involved in intra-B-commerce. Now next is opportunities or benefits of e-business, which is electronic business. First is easy to form and lower investment is required. So it is very easy to start e-business. The benefits of internet technologies are that with little investment and more contacts, one can do better in the business. For example, if you have to sell the mobile phone and you are selling the mobile phone traditionally, then first you will have to need to hire the shop, and then you will display the various mobile phones and you have to do a lot much to attract the customer. Then the customer will visit your shop. On the other hand, if you have to sell the mobile phone through e-business, you just need to set up the website. You just have to display the pictures of various mobile phones, and the customer will visit the website and places the order. So on comparing, we can see that in e-business, very less investment is required. So it is easy to form and lower investment is required when it comes to e-business. Next is convenience. So with the help of e-business, shopping can be done conveniently sitting at home. There are millions of people in the world who exchanges the information through e-business. Next is speed. So through e-business, information can be exchanged and buying and selling can be done just with the click of a mouse. So we can say this benefits more in case of product like software, music, movies, books, etc. Next is global reach. So through e-business, the businessman can reach each and every human being on this planet who has access to internet. So there is no limitation of geographical area, which means it is not necessary for a country to do a business in its geographical area. Through global reach, one country can do the business electronically with the other countries all over the world. So here the country can do the business with all over the world only if there is a access to internet. Next is cost saving. So trading through e-business is more economical as compared to the other trading, because in e-commerce the businessmen are not required to own a showroom for display of their goods. So basically here no middleman is required. The manufacturer directly set up its website to sell the goods directly to the customers. This helps in reducing, or we can say this helps in saving the cost involved in advertisement, cost involved in carrying the products for the display, etc. And the last is movement towards paperless society. So use of internet has reduced the dependence on paperwork and red tape. Many companies have started electronic form instead of paper form. So we can say in electronic form, the information can be shared online through internet and it can be processed much faster. Now next is online transactions. So e-business refers to shopping through internet or online. Online opens up the whole world as one shop. With a simple click of a computer mouse, you can order any commodity from any part of the world. So here we can say the World Wide Web has expanded the international marketplace, which has given the customer unlimited choice. So here online transaction has given the opportunity to the e-commerce. It has created a large space where the buyer and seller can exchange the information and they can enter into any business dealings. So there are 4 phases of doing business in e-business or online. These are, first is registration. So before online shopping, one has to register with the online vendor by filling up a registration form. And in this registration form, you have to give a password to protect your account. Otherwise, anyone can log in your account. Second is placing an order. So in online transaction, the order can be placed by picking and dropping the items in the shopping cart. And once you are sure about the product you have to purchase, you can go for the payment details. Next is payment mechanism. So in an online purchase, payment is made through, first is cash on delivery. So in this, the buyer will make the payment in cash when the goods are delivered to him. Second is through check. So here the seller will send his representative to collect the cash from the buyer. Third is net banking transfer. This is a very common or very popular method of payment. Here the buyer will send the money from his account to the seller's account or make payment from his account to seller's account. Next is credit and debit card. So these cards are most commonly used medium of online payment. 95% of the online payment is made through credit cards. And the last is digital cash. This cash exists only in cyberspace. So in this session, we have learned about e-business, what are the modes of e-business, benefits of e-business, and also some online transactions regarding e-business. In the next session, we'll be continuing with the other topics of e-business. That's all for today. Thank you.